Hey guys, Ben America's Baseball Camp's going through your swing from the Arizona camp, and just want to go over a couple things that I see that you can work on, that I think you can improve on with your swing. So I encourage you to watch this video over and over again to really jot down, make some notes, and get some really good understanding of what we're talking about, because I think there's some things that can really help you out. And let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to work from our feet on up. And a couple of things that I've noticed that I would like to see and or recommend, and again, I'm just using these as recommendations of what I did in professional baseball and learn from the pro guys, but I want you to try it. You know, I would encourage you to try it 50 or 100 times. If it doesn't work, then you can go back to the way you're doing it, but I think there's some things that can make you more consistent and help get you that next level. The first thing I did see as you're getting yourself started, going back a couple swings here, is your start. And you'll notice how there's a lot of swinging in your start, in your bat. And I think it's important for you, when you get started here, to really get your bat as quiet as you can. And it doesn't really start with this one, but as you go into your swing before you start, you like to move your hands around a little bit. One thing I would like to talk about is your eye levels. And what happens is when you start here, and when you go to swing, you kind of drop your eyes about a foot. And it's very important to keep that eye level the same. You can see how you kind of start here and back up top. So it's very important that you start tall, you hit, and then after you're done hitting, you come back up. And you even finish higher than where you started. So we have to get all those to be on the same plane and to be on the same kind of path. So figure out a way that you're more flexed maybe in the start, to where when you hit, the goal is when you start and when you make contact and when you finish, you're all on the same level of your eyes. And right now you're on 3 different levels. You start on a level, and then you make contact on this level, and then you finish on that level. So if you're all over the place with your head and the ball's coming in and that thing's moving, then that's really hard to do and be consistent. So to me, hitting is all about how do we get you consistently to do a line drive over and over again, and that's really important, is starting with your level change. So if your level's here, your level there, and just make sure that your levels are consistent. So just make sure that you're going to be consistent with that. One thing I do see also I want to focus on next is your hands. When I watch your hands, they do have a tendency to drop a lot. And you can see as I go to swing that your hands kind of drop down. Make sure your hands stay high, and you don't want them to drop down that far by your body. That's going to get us into a push mode. So at this point, you want your hand path to be more, let me draw a line here. You want your hand path to be more this way. And you can see your hand path is going to be more that way here. So let's go into slow motion. See how your hands drop, and then I get underneath the ball, and I'm going to be kind of this way. And that's kind of what I don't want, so let me put that in a different color here. This is kind of the way you are doing it now. You can see the green line working downhill and the red line working across flat. And that's going to really take away a lot of power. So as you're coming, work downhill, but don't drop your hands and then go. You can see you're going to be better off working downhill to drive the baseball, because this one's just going to turn into a lift, and that's not going to do much for you. You're going to get away with it now with slower pitching, but as the pitching gets faster, you're really not going to get away with that. And you can see how on the red line that goes into being flat, and the green line is more working downhill. And I think that's very important for you to really get a hold of some balls and to get aggressive and come through the ball, because your bat path just kind of goes up here, and then you finish kind of back up. So the other thing too is make sure when you hold your finish, you can see it contact. Let's see, contact. You can see the front side right here, how this knee is bent at contact. This needs to be firm. So if I back it up here, I would recommend that your foot probably come out to about this area over here and have that front side be a lot more firm. And the back side is bent, but your feet are too close together. With your height, say your feet are a little close together, if that front foot gets in that circle, then that's going to straighten out that knee a little bit, and that's called a firm front side, and that's very important when we're hitting so that you don't spin off. You rotate this back foot all the way, and you can really drive the baseball. So what I would do is, it's called the tall tee drill. I'd take a bucket, turn it over, and then place a tee on top of it, and place that right there. And then when I back up your swing, then you can really work on putting a ball up on the tee here, and working going downhill with your hands. So then let's put this, and let's make this green line. See, we're kind of working downhill there, so you can see when my hands drop, you won't be able to even hit that ball. But if I keep my hands high and I can work downhill, let's work on trying to take that into a line drive, and that's something that's really going to help you in regards to your swing, that you're not going to finish yourself from dropping your hands and kind of working uphill. It's going to be very important to you to work downhill. It's going to make you a lot more consistent, add a lot more power to your swing, and do some good things. You can see, again, we're working uphill here, and at contact, your feet come closer together. You can see your feet are too close together. This foot needs to kind of stay grounded back here. And it is firm, so that's good. At contact here, let's go back. That's better, but we're still a little bit working uphill. Let's see how our finish does on this. You can see we kind of finish too close together. Try to hold that finish and keep your head on that baseball as best you can here. Let's go through another one here as we're waiting. Alright, so remember those levels. You can see how you kind of start tall, and then you kind of shrink down. You get yourself stance up here, and then you kind of, as you rotate and transfer, you kind of shrink down and go. That's going to be important to make that consistent. That's a big one, is those hands drop, and you can see right now those hands are beginning to drop on me, and so I won't be able to work on that downhill drive. I'm going to work on that lift and push the ball. I'm going to work uphill. So on that slower pitching, again, you're going to get away with it, but it's really going to hurt you on faster pitching, because you won't be able to catch up and you'll be underneath a lot of pitches. So that tall tee drill and hitting off the tee and finishing your swing and holding your finish, you can see at contact how your knee is bent. So we need to firm this thing out, spread out your feet just a hair, and make sure that your legs look more like that compared to having a bend in that front knee. So those are the few things that I see to work on. They're going to make a big difference in your swing, but you've got to just review this tape a lot and go out and do the work and change that muscle memory. It's going to make a big difference in your swing. So we look forward to having you back. Have a great season, and thanks for your time.